Sneako is trying to be disrespectful. It's right here. Moistcritikal versus Sneako, the final nail in the coffin. This is a video that I reacted to, everything that was going on. And now we got a response from Sneako. Let's watch it. People ask me to. I'm not exactly... Hey, fan service, okay? Fan service, am I right, guys? All about, that's what it's about, baby. Being a super poggers content creator. Let's go.
Moistcritikal.
Oh, his name is bad.
Video calling me a and a cuck.
He did call you a cuck. I'm not gonna be able to respond to the other part yet.
In response to me, and he's not gonna react to this.
Because he pretty much did what he did, but
because
said and done.
It's very smart when you're on YouTube and you have a platform like that, and they put it on trending. They put #2 trending. They put a video of me, someone calling me a and a cuck. But it's okay, because genuinely nobody actually in real life thinks that I'm either of those things. That's something that they say on the internet because cancel culture is so strong, and that the army of gamer nerds who follow these people, or they thems, or just the weak people on YouTube that just blindly get entertained by, well, you're a pedo. These people, they don't care about seeking the truth. They don't. Okay. They're all commentary channels, every single one of them here, and they will just say what they're supposed to say. Okay. And there's a reason, and the funny thing is, even though they're commentary channels and they're supposed to be seeking the truth, none of them are going to address this picture right here. I love this picture because
what's to address here?
It proves exactly what I'm talking about when I say bots. When I say soy boy. Bots. They all look exactly the same, and they've all said the exact same things about me.
So I'm just going to go through this real quick. Okay. First of all, where is Playback? Where's ABBA? Where's Preach? Right? Where's other people that have been disagreeing with you? It's weird that you only put ones that you feel look very similar to each other on the page, but you're forgetting a lot of other people. Let's see. I think that they all are generally kind of different. I'd say this guy here, I forgot his name, and Ryan Beard, pretty similar. Noah Sampson, maybe Hunter Avalon is pretty similar as well. Charlie's a bit different looking. I'd say Charlie. Hassan is like fucking. As much as you might dislike the guy, he's like 6'4", and he's in pretty good shape. I don't know. Some of them are similar. Ethan is like me but shorter. You know what I mean? Like he definitely, out of the crew here, he looks the most like a garbage bag that's on the floor. And that's not an insult. Me too. I'm like a mixture between Ethan and Hassan. I'm big, but I'm also fat, right? I don't even know who this guy is. It looks like Curly Daddy 101. Look at him up. He's a friend of mine, but I don't know who this guy is.
And so the one in the middle, Moistcritikal, just made a video about me, calling me a pedophile and a cuck. And to
so I will give Sneako a little bit of credit. There was a frustrating part of Moistcritikal's video where to me, and maybe I'm wrong, but it felt like he was insinuating that Sneako really liked the Cuties movie, and like it came off a little frustrating because to me it seemed like Sneako was, here's the thing. I don't know if Sneako was trying to engage critically with the content. I've always said I think that when Sneako went from highly curated content to like streaming, the facade fell off. I think that he cosplays other people that he thinks are smart, and then he kind of just says what they say, and that's how he operating with Andrew Tate and whatnot. But I didn't get the vibe that he enjoyed the movie from like a pleasure perspective. I think that he was trying to have like more of a nuanced conversation, whether it was his perspective or not, about how like Cuties is supposed to be like a mirror holding up to society. Now I could be wrong, and maybe Sneako is wrong, but I don't think that it's fair to assert that he enjoyed it from a satisfaction level. That part I didn't like about Moistcritikal's thing. So,
but in real life, it's like whatever, bro. No one thinks either of that, and also the people who watch.
I think some of us think you're a little bit of a cuck, but I get that he was trying to use that to be disparaging. Sure.
My streams.
I hope you referenced the fact that you tried to insult his girl. You did. You really did.
I've seen the same exact hippies video on me made so many times. Just like, okay, here again.
And where's Brandon Buckingham, by the way? How come you still haven't responded to that?
Again, they see the podcast clip of me out with the fucking purple jacket and the bare feet. Again, they're using this clip. So there's a couple of things I want to address with that. Okay. He called me a pedophile because I defended the movie Cuties. And that's one thing I want to discuss is intentionality. So this is the director of Cuties. Maimouna Doucouré. Look at her.
Okay.
See, you could very easily get clickbaited nowadays. And if you don't know, Cuties was a movie, and this is 2 years old, so a lot of you don't know. Thank you for the 10 I've cast. Much love, Sneako, Crazy Girl, seeing us only up from here in Free A. You can see her talking about the movie. I'll play a little bit of it so if you didn't know. It's a movie about West African immigrants in France, and the young girl gets brainwashed by Western culture, and she starts getting really involved into TikTok and social media, and then she starts committing a haram. She starts doing sinful behavior for a young girl. And
is that what it's about? I've never heard that from anybody before, even Sneako. It's about Western culture. What? I feel like he's added a little bit to this. I can't really speak on it too much. I didn't watch the movie, and I know that's probably I have no interest because it sounds kind of gross. But was it actually about Western culture invading another country? Because Sneako's been on his anti-Western culture arc. Sneako is basically just Hassan, but the reverse, where it's like America, everything bad. But Sneako also agrees. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's funny how similar they are. So I feel like he's adding that in there as something new. But okay.
And it's disgusting, and it's supposed to be disgusting. But people didn't like the movie because it shows the girls dancing.
Well, yeah, that makes sense to me, though. I can see why people wouldn't want to watch a bunch of young children twerking. Of course.
Problem is, they are not promoting it. So one important thing to think about is intentionality. Let me play a little bit of it.
My name is Maimouna.
Let me know if you think that she is a pedophile.
I'm the director of Cuties.
I don't think anybody's trying to call her a pedophile. I think what people are saying is that they felt it was inappropriate to show it. Now, your response to this would be like, well, it needed to be showed because people need to see the over-sexualization in our society. And, you know, I would still shoot back and be like, yeah, I still think it's inappropriate. But, okay. Oh, it's from Netflix.
Cuties is a story of an 11-year-old little girl who is trying to find herself.
Okay.
She's navigating between two models of femininity. One represents her mother's traditional origins, and the other one is a group of young girls.
Right. It's the back and forth between coming from a traditional family and then interacting with the Western world, which is overly sexualizing young girls. It's disgusting.
I don't think it's just the Western world, but okay.
It's the problem with everything in this world. And so when
the Western world's a problem with everything. Holy shit.
the trailer for this movie came out, everyone's like, whoa, whoa, and all these YouTubers made videos about it and didn't watch the film. The film is not...
I think it's fair, though, because, again, my understanding is the trailer in America was really gross, whereas the trailer in other countries weren't as representative, but okay.
in support
or didn't represent like that.
Pedophilia. In fact, it's completely against it. And some of the scenes, I will admit...
Yeah, that's all he showed. I don't even know why he showed that.
Probably too revealing. But the problem is that people like this will overly be like, this is terrible, this is terrible. Because, let's be honest, who looks more like a pedophile? Me or any of these guys right here?
I don't know how to answer that. Sneako, what does a pedophile look like? I don't understand these questions. So first of all, I would say I don't know why you're so like aggressively defending this movie, but I don't think any of you guys looks like a pedophile. I don't. What? Okay, all right.
Who would you be more scared leaving around your children?
Oh, you. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean that in a way where I think he would hurt my kids. I mean that in a way where I feel like he would be really bad at raising children in any capacity. Yeah, I don't know this guy. He looks a little, I don't know him. So maybe him. But when I leave my children with people, you know, they're going when I have children, of course. It's not going to be somebody that has the worst dog shit mentality on the world like you. I would feel unsafe about leaving my kid with you. Not because you're going to touch the kid, but I just feel like you would be bad when you leave your kid with somebody to take care of them for the afternoon or this. They're still involved in their life. They're raising them to an extent. They're still teaching them things. I don't like what you have to say or what you have to teach. I just don't want you around my children. If I had to choose between these guys, it would probably be Ryan Beard, and then it'd probably be Ryan Beard first. Well, I'm friends with Ryan Beard. He's a nice guy. You know, I'd even leave him with H3 over Sneako. I don't think that Ethan would raise kids poorly. You know, I just don't like some of the things he has to say. But you know, okay.
Me or these bagels?
Bagels.
The point is, they feel the need to be overly defensive about because in the gaming, chronically online world,
What I gotta be real with you. What a weird take to be like, oh, they feel the need to be overly defensive about a movie that has children twerking. Oh, wow. Do you not understand that, Sneako? This is a tough conversation to have. Of course. I find it interesting that like you're not taking the understandable perspective of like, hey, I think that there's nuance to this movie, but I get it because it's an uncomfortable topic when it talks about kids and sexualization. Because that's how I feel. I get it. That's a scary thing to happen, right? But he's just like, oh, they feel the need to. Do you think that he's trying to assert that they're overcompensating? But they're not. I just think that they're like, yeah, this is gross. Like, okay. Oh, shut up, Papa. Ethan doesn't even raise his own kid. He has a nanny. Who cares? Who cares? What's the difference between leaving your kid with a fucking nanny for 8 hours versus them going to school for 8 hours? Shut up. I hate you.
where people have like cat ears and they're just bleh,
what?
And they're on like 4chan and they're just doing a bunch of weird internet shit. They end up stumbling into those types of worlds.
What?
And so they feel the need to overly be like, to show everybody, I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. See, I feel very comfortable talking about this movie because nobody thinks I'm a pedophile. I know I'm not. And I know that this director isn't either. So after I made that video 2 years ago, the director, Maimouna Dukure,
did she reach out to you?
she sent me a message and she thanked me because everybody misunderstood the intentions of the movie.
Wow, incredible.
So yes, some of the scenes may have been too revealing.
Okay.
But what's really important nowadays, which we overlook, is the intention behind something. This movie was meant to show the problems that a girl coming from a traditional African household with religion, coming into the West, getting indoctrinated by all this TikTok with all this social media,
Bro, I don't understand anymore because this is not even what you were saying before. All of a sudden, Western culture has like this profound impact on this when you never like you've changed your perspective on this movie to be anti-Western culture. This is fucking bizarre.
Trying to show this modern day problem. The thing is, none of these people notice that because they don't relate to that. They're chronically online. They spend 10 hours a day gaming, and so and now they won't have a debate. They won't.
Aren't you always on the? Aren't you always streaming?
Discuss it with me. Moistcritikal, the fuck.
That's it.
And so, and now they won't have a debate. They won't.
So I know for a fact that Ryan and Hunter have had a conversation with him before. So some of them won't. It makes sense for the most of them to not. But you've talked to Ryan Beard and Hunter Avalon before, so.
Won't discuss it with me. Moistcritikal, the fuck. This dude in the middle, the one there. He won't have it.
The reason why a lot of these guys won't have a conversation with Sneako, it's because he's gone to a point where he's just completely mental. Like, there's really not a big benefit from chatting with this guy. He's not like a guy that has like an interesting perspective on the world and is nice and respectful. He's a clout goblin. Like, he really doesn't try to engage intellectually or critically with anybody. He just tries to have conversations with people so that he can see how far it goes. That's been my experience with him. He just kind of shouts and screams and does like the blah, blah, blah. And it's like boring. And so it's like, why would Charlie talk to you about this? And you also run from debates. Yeah. So you literally ran from like mine twice. I don't know. It's weird. It was a conversation. It's not, when it comes to somebody like this, like it's not always beneficial to have the conversation. It is always, in my opinion, beneficial to have a conversation with somebody that will come well-intentioned, even if they're disagreeable. Sneako showed that he's not that multiple times. So why would they even bother?
Discussion about it because it's better to just call me a pedophile.
Yeah, the moon is smiling in the back. Look at that. So handsome. Such a handsome moon.
Call me a cuck.
Yeah.
That's better for his audience.
You did watch your girl get fucked. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, brother.
The other instance, the cuck thing, nobody thinks that I'm a cuck. Nobody in real life thinks that. But it's just, I see what they both say in all these hit pieces, what they all say, is they take the two instances because they have nothing to cancel me.
So Charlie's perspective here was that you insulted his girlfriend, so he insulted you back. You tried to say something without saying it, right? I clipped it up on my YouTube shorts here. I could show it, or I could not. Apparently, I don't have it on hand. I can show it. And so he hit you back with some disrespect, and he was more focused on talking about why you were coping by saying like everybody should do this, when you clearly were very uncomfortable with it. But I'll play the first part of it.
He's in a monogamous relationship. This is his girl.
Okay, they look very nice together. What's your point? I feel like he's trying to say something there. Like I feel like Sneako's trying to insult his girl. Yeah, and Sneako does that kind of shit all the time. Like, I feel like that's something that he does. Like, he's like, your wife. Oh, he tries to be disrespectful. This is what I'm talking about. You're like, a real man won't be disrespectful to somebody. It's a lot of your issues with people have to do with like, oh, look at how this person looks. Look at this. My understanding is Charlie's pretty built, first of all. So I don't know what you're talking about how he looks. I mean, if anything, the high value male sphere would probably be like, yeah, this is a high value male. He's like he's a pretty physically fit guy. He just doesn't flaunt it because he doesn't have the need to show everybody, you know, he doesn't have like an ego problem. So.
Before, I'm a good person.
I don't know.
The two clips that they have are that and the swinger party clip. So I've talked about this extensively so many times, but now millions of people have seen a clip out of context and now they're like,
Now we saw it in context. You went and you engaged in some cuckoldry and you didn't enjoy it. And you're upset about it, and you coped by saying everybody should try it. When the reality is it seems like that's what made you spiral out of control.
I took one of my girlfriends a year ago to a swinger party because I wanted to have sex with other women.
You said you loved this girl. You were in love with her, and she was the one I know the story. She's the one who wanted to do it.
And I thought it would be fair if we swapped with a couple. Tried it, hated it, was not for me, realized, you know what? I'm not a cuck. I hate this. And I talked about it on the podcast. This shit traumatized me. I'm like, whoa, fuck that. And everything was fine. And we moved on. It didn't mean anything.
Wait, what do you mean? That's not at all what you said on that. Hold on a second. We're gonna have to watch the full
He's
clip.
in a monogamous relationship.
We're gonna have to watch this.
This is his girl.
Okay. They look very nice together. What's your point? I feel like he's trying to say something there. Like, I feel like Sneako's trying to insult his girl indirectly without saying it because he knows he's going to get fucking dunked on if he says it. It just feels like you're trying to be disrespectful to this guy's girl. It's kind of embarrassing, bro.
Take notice of one of his more recent viral clips where he openly defends getting cucked.
See, imagine seeing the girl you love, like, get fucked. Get fucked. You love her? Yeah, I do.
So first of all, he said it was just a girlfriend, but he loves her here.
Yeah, I love her. I was about to say I love this bitch. I'm like, no, I'm not saying that. I love my wifey, my queen.
So much so that he wouldn't even call her a bitch.
And you allowed the love of your life to get fucked by another man.
What happened to the other three?
I'm crazy. The first time, as soon as I saw it, like 3 pumps in, I just got up and walked out. Like, feeling traumatic thoughts, like seeing her with another person. It's a lot. But I think it's something everybody should do. Just
everybody should do this. I mean, listen, bro. Now, listen, there's, of course, more to that. You can go watch the full playback thing if you want. But realistically, the way he's displaying this is as if it's just some guy. It was just some girl he dated when he was in love with this girl. And this fucked him up beyond repair to this point where he's now fucking insane manosphere guy that hates women. This wasn't just... He's trying to rewrite history. Why bother talking about something if you're just going to be dishonest? Very, very clearly dishonest. It's just so weird.
It was something entertaining to talk about on a podcast. But since I did that, every single one of these dudes here has repeatedly talked about it on documentaries, on hit piece videos. The thing is, though...
Well, yeah, that's kind of how those video essays work. I don't know if Hunter ever did that. First of all, you asked for it with Charlie. He wasn't going to talk to you about you until you disrespected his girl. But yeah, bro, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
People who get bitches, people who like they understand why I did that. They get it because
no, they don't.
Guilt, not wanting to be fair. They understand like why you can end up at a swinger party doing a couple swap. I realize it's not for me. So they
What are you talking about? People who get, first of all, if we had to look at this list and I had to give you a few people, Hassan and Moistcritikal most certainly can get bitches very easily. So let's be real with that. Number one. Number two, I don't think I don't think that anybody needs to go. Like, what are you talking? I don't even know how to respond to this. Like, people who get bitches understand why you watch your girlfriend get railed. I disagree. I just don't know what to say to you. Good. God bless you for trying something different. But what are you talking about? I would never in my life do that with my girl. Never. Never. Are you kidding me? It's my property. I'm not trying to be rude. I treat my wife with dignity and respect constantly. And I would never let her fuck another guy. And she wouldn't let me fuck another girl. That's our relationship contract. But like, what are you talking about, this whole bitches thing? Like, oh, guys who get bitches. You can't just hide behind that. It's weird that you're like, it's not that hard to like talk to girls and get girls. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I know it can be a little difficult for some younger men. I say go on Tinder or go on whatever dating app or go into public and like approach a girl respectfully, honestly, and bluntly, and be like, oh, you're attractive. Can I give you my number? Kind of thing if it's in public. This way they have the choice. They don't feel Rochambeaued. I think got that from Dota. Anyway, that's Roshan. I don't know. On the internet, shoot your shot. You're gonna get rejected 95% of the time. That's okay. Just keep going. Like it's like, and I know it takes a while. It gets difficult. It can be difficult to do. Make sure you shower, you bathe, don't get trapped on internet forums. It is good to work out. I recommend Wendler 531. If you're new to stuff, it's a $10 ebook. It's great stuff. I'm not like sponsored. It's an incredible read. It'll give you lots of lifting education, help you learn how to work out for strength and size, and you can decide what to do with it after. It's an incredible routine. It might be one of the best routines from a simplicity perspective. Or a 5x5 starting strength is really good to learn technique. That takes a while. It could take you with a really good personal trainer. It could take you a month, but you're gonna have to be doing it by yourself because most personal trainers are garbage. Take you 3 months to focus on it. These are things you have to want to do and learn. Like I get it, but like build your confidence up. But like it doesn't. Nobody needs to have had sex before to understand like this concept of like jealousy is like kind of normal human shit. Like I wouldn't want my girl to fuck somebody else. It's just the downplaying that's kind of silly,
They don't bring that up. They don't talk about it. They don't call me a cuck. It's these guys. And so the problem.
Well, they're your friends that don't call you a cuck, Sneako. That's why they're your friends. So they're not your friends, and you insulted them. So at least Moistcritikal's girl. So
with Moistcritikal, and he's not gonna respond to this.
Why would he?
It's better for him to find more clips.
Why would he bother responding to you? Like, he just has no motivation to. He said what he had to say, and that's pretty much it.
What he didn't understand in that first video that I made about him, or responding to his video about Fresh, my guys, I'm going on Fresh and Fit later tonight, was he didn't understand that people like Fresh, people like myself, people like Myron, people like Andrew the Tates, people that don't buy into the brainwashing, people who are not chronically gaming, spending all their time online, getting really pasty with a bunch of stuffed animals and Star Wars posters in the background.
Wait, who's that?
I mean it.
There's no stuffed animals back here. Is it a giant teddy bear? Where? Where are we talking about? I don't know. Okay. All right. I mean, I don't see a stuffed animal here. I see a couple back here. But okay, let's continue. Just saying. I would say I don't have Star Wars posters. Maybe he wasn't talking about me. Okay.
They don't understand that there's another life outside of that. They cannot comprehend it. So this guy, Moist whatever, made
Moist whatever.
this video calling Fresh. Oh, you were like
Listen, there was a story from Fresh about how he slept with 3 women in a day. It's not that unheard of. I've done it before. It's like a fuckboy thing. It's not exactly impressive. Okay. The thing is that some of the details were like weird. And then I watched him say it again when he was talking to Cheyenne on like that grilled thing. I have a video about that as well. And it was just like he tells a different story every time. He talks about how he fucked 3 girls in a day. Like, it went from this whole thing where he approached a basketball player to now it's like the basketball player is removed. He's just inconsistent as fuck. Like, like, it's just weird, dude. It's just weird. Oh.
His vocabulary is so strange. He's like, you guys are a virgin, like just jerking off all day. He's like, probably just like loser, virgin, retard, virgin. He's completely slandering Fresh. And the funny part is, Fresh is my guy.
Whoa! In what way?
Hang out with them all the time. And that's the first video I saw. Was this dude slandering him? And
So what happened here is that Moistcritikal made a video about your friend, and you got so upset that he insulted your friend that you felt the need to like have a meltdown.
I believed it.
Okay.
Kind of.
Oh, you believe there's 2 separate instances? Okay, maybe. It just was weird. The way he talks about it was bizarre. He's like, yeah, I fucked one girl for like 2 hours, and then I fucked 2 other girls later on. It's like, I don't know, bro. It's fucking a girl for 2 hours? How do you have the I feel like you wouldn't have the energy. But I guess maybe I'm just wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Okay.
I'm like, well, I don't know. And then I hang out with Fresh, and I'm like, the fucking Moist dude. How did I believe this? Fresh was telling the truth. This guy could not. These people could not comprehend the bots that you can have multiple women.
Okay.
That you could be with. You could be fucking around. You don't need to be in a monogamous, boring relationship with a 5.
You don't need to be in a monogamous relationship. Like I said, the best way you should date is like date around. It doesn't mean you have to sleep around, guys. Date around. Like talk to girls. Don't get into a relationship. Engage in a way where you're open to it, but don't commit to it. Give it like 3 months. That's how long I took. That's why I would take a while. You want to wait a little bit. You want to get to know a person. It takes a while to get to know them. And then do your thing. But being in a relationship is like, it's good to kind of get your shit out there when you're a little younger. But when you want to build a life, you can't be fucking around doing this. You get older and you want to like settle down with somebody that you know will be a good mother to your children, that's somebody who takes care of you as well. You know, like these are really important things that you're not going to get from constantly fucking around with people. It's very fulfilling to be in like a relationship. It's something that's like weird. It's so weirdly that people don't talk about it. I know that's bizarre. We all like reminisce back in our old fucking around days, but people don't really talk in a positive way about like relationships. And it's good. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that like there's never the urges go away. They don't go away, but they get much easier to handle. And you're just like, you know, you think back to the old days. I remember when I was fucking around with this, but then like you're like, but it's not even close to worth losing. You know what I'm saying? You got to find the person that helps you be like committed and monogamous, you know? That's life. And if you haven't found that person, or you're not in the place where you could be in a monogamous relationship, then just don't do it. That's it. Make sure you're not dishonest with yourself. Don't force yourself into a relationship just because you feel you have to. And I've been there too. I understand that as well. You know, it can be a complicated dance to take, but I'll tell you, like, it's cool to finally find that person that you can confide in. That's it. You know what I mean? And if you want to be fucking around with multiple girls and in a relationship, you're gonna have to. You either have to have a lot of money or a really good fucking game. I'm telling you. All right, but
that's life to most of these people here. That's their life. They don't know past that.
I find it interesting though that he shits on Western values, but then he's like, we need those traditional values back. And then he shits on monogamy. It's like, that's a traditional value, idiot. Like, I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's so fucking bizarre.
So instead of admitting that, instead of trying to see them, trying to see another way, they'll say incel, misogynistic, pedophile, cuck, like just and my intention of that video.
What's my thoughts on marrying young? Do you think someone needs a hoe phase? I don't think anybody needs anything. It's really up to you, man. For me, like, I was always like a very horny young guy. I kind of felt like I needed to get some more of it out. Not everybody's like me, though. You know what I mean? You need to just be true to yourself. If you don't want to do that, then don't do that. Like, that's really what it comes down to. You have to learn yourself. I feel like I kind of needed it. So.
The reaction video that he completely ignored all the points because he knows I'm right was that he's full of shit. Fresh wasn't lying. Okay. Fresh really gets bitches.
Okay.
He does. He's like a virgin.
Thank God Fresh has you to tell everybody that he gets bitches. So.
Jerking off every day. That's not true. And he completely ignored.
That's not true. I try to look at him jerking off. I can never see it. It's always with a girl. Gross.
For that part. Instead, he made a 15-minute video just shitting on him. And so the part that he really got offended by is in that reaction video. My friend texted me and sent me a picture of him and his wife or his girlfriend, whatever. And I put it up on the screen. I didn't insult. I didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything, but it was very clear that you were trying to be insulting. Like, we already saw it. Like, even my understanding is even young Don, a friend of yours, was like, yeah, it seemed like you were trying to be insulting to his girl. So.
As remember, I just went, just look. Because it proved the point on its own. This guy's.
What's the point that it proved then? If you weren't being insulting, but you're saying it proves the point on its own, what's the point you're trying to prove? That he doesn't get the kind of girls because he's not like what his wife is a 5. His girl is a 5. That's what he's saying. He said just before, you don't have to settle down with a 5, guys. He's calling her an unattractive. He's calling her a mid. That's like his long-term partner. He's just literally admitting that he was being disrespectful. He just admitted it right here. See, it proves the point. What point? That what you just said before, where it's a 5, she's a 5. You just don't settle down with 5s. Yeah, he called Moist Girl 5. You gotta listen. You gotta read between the lines. Just before, he's saying, you don't have to settle down and be monogamous with a 5. And then he goes on to talk about this. He was being disrespectful without doing it actively.
He's just like he's a guy in a monogamous relationship. I didn't call her mid. I didn't call her 5. I didn't call her ugly. I didn't say any of that. He took really offense to that. I just put the picture up.
That's what he's saying.
The screen. I said, look, this is the relationship that he's in. Of course, he can't comprehend that you could have multiple bitches. It's outside of.
What if he just didn't want to? He's rich and he's a good-looking guy. What if he just didn't want to do that? Bro, it gets really empty just fucking around with girls. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I mean, like, whatever. I mean, the reality is that none of this really matters. Getting through to Sneako doesn't help anybody but Sneako. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things where like he's either going to get it or he's going to be miserable for the rest of his life. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, I don't care if he's miserable. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. There's no benefit. You know what I mean?
Of his reality. So the point that I was making in my run on YouTube was that these people have no idea that there's a world outside of what they're programmed to believe. They think I need to go to college, I need to get into debt, I need to marry a 4, I need to have a couple kids, I need to stay inside, get the vaccine, go to a protest, be a good person, stay woke, think that Ye's a bad person, Trump's a bad person, I'm a bad person.
Ye's fucking mentally ill, bro. That shit's crazy. I mean, personally, I wouldn't be defending a guy who's like, I love Hitler multiple times, okay? Because that's a little rough.
I'm a race, I'm a whatever, blah, 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 blah. Get in their moral high ground and put on 2 masks. I don't know these people. Every single one here is vaccinated. Every single one.
He just censored the word vaccinated.
I promise you.
Yeah, I'm vaccinated too. I'm very open about this. I never wanted to get vaccinated. I was nervous because it came on very quick and I was very nervous about it. And it scared the fuck out of me. And I got it because my wife had to get it or she would lose her job. So we got it together. And this might be a little theatrical, but I was like, if we're gonna get, and nothing ever bad happened. I was like, if we're gonna die, we're dying together. That's my thought, like fucking YOLO. And guess what? Nothing happened. So, you know what I mean? It's okay to be skeptical of the vaccine, but this whole idea that just because somebody's you're vaccinated, you have a privilege to not get vaccinated because you weren't working a real job. I wasn't either at the time. I started during COVID with a real job. It was actually my job to disinfect all the public buses in my yard, like 200 a day, because like they were going back out. We had not all of them at the beginning, only like 40. You know, it was slow, but I had to make sure that they got disinfected. Got to make sure people don't get COVID. That was when my immunities were the strongest, bro. Then I started working from home, and all of a sudden I got COVID a little later. It's crazy. That's it. It's okay to be skeptical, but the thing is he's not skeptical, bro. He's just anti-mainstream. He's a bot, bro. He's a bot. He's a robot. Beep boop. Okay.
That's the point. You all believe the same thing, and you don't know how to think outside of the box.
Crazy, bro.
So all these streamers reacted to Moist videos, and they all say, "Oh, the drama's eating up." I don't care about drama. I would like to have a discussion. I would like to have a debate with this guy. I would like to, if he wanted to come to Miami and come on Fresh and Fit, sit at a table in real life and have a discussion about male-female dynamics. Oh my! But he won't do it. He won't. You just want to stay there, game, and make jokes.
I'll do it.
About this is a wet fart. Low energy.
I mean, there's really no reason for him to bother. You know what I mean?
Boring. Sit behind your screen and play your game. It's fine. He wants to do the petty internet drama thing. And see, my point.
You're the one that's doing the petty internet drama thing. You're going, okay.
In that video was to give you 1, a taste of your own medicine, and 2, to point out your bullshit. And you completely.
Papa Gut, I still think the fact you said minorities not trusting the vaccine isn't warranted is extremely dumb. When did I. What? First of all, I think there's a little bit of a lesson for you to learn to be a little more respectful. Second of all, when did I say that minorities not trusting the vaccine wasn't warranted? What are you talking about? I talked about how, like, what are you talking about? I talked about, like, I understand it. Due to, like, that a lot of Black and Hispanic people didn't take the vaccine, part of it is because they didn't trust the government. How did I say that wasn't warranted? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Making yourself look a little stupid, but okay.
Ignored my points, and you went the same cancel culture shit that every single one of these bagels has
cancel
all went.
Culture.
Give me a W right now if you have seen them all say the same exact thing about
bagels. What does he mean by bagels? Is he just calling them like pasty and white, or is he trying to make like a Jewish thing? I don't know. I think it's pasty and white.
About me. Does it affect me? Think again about intentionality.
Okay. Give us your fake profound point.
Intention to go to the swinger party because I enjoy seeing one of my girls with another guy. No.
You went there because your one girl that you were in love with wanted to go. That's why. It has nothing to do with like stop putting the man mode on. You're being a fucking coward.
I wanted to swap with the couple to make it fair for her because I was being guilty.
didn't.
I felt bad that I was cheating a lot. We had done threesomes many times and it wasn't fair. The thing is, it doesn't have to be fair.
Okay, cool.
The goal of a man is to be the best man possible where things are in that scenario. It doesn't have to be equal. It is what it is. And I'm honest. I'm an honest person. I talk about everything.
Bro, talk about how it made you cry because you're lying. There's no way you would have a traumatic experience with couple swapping because you didn't couple swap. You watched her get fucked and you cried about it. And this was the woman you loved. You've admitted this before. And now you're changing the story like a little baby. It's sad.
The only two things that they have against me are the Cuties movie and that.
Blah, blah, blah.
And they'll continue bringing it up again.
Oh, we can talk. There's plenty of other stuff than that, Sneako.
Again and again and again. And I'll continue streaming and spreading the truth.
Okay.
I challenge any single one of these bagels to address this picture.
Okay.
Because it's so funny to me.
Let's address the picture. Who's this guy down here? I don't understand.
That it must, I wonder how that must feel. Knowing that you look and say the same exact thing as every other commentary channel.
Okay,
but
hurry
once
up.
again,
It's
they
boring.
don't care about speaking the truth.
Cool. All right. That was very boring.
I want Papa God to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.